Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is Loshak in the Bag show for November 19th, Monday morning. Isn't it Thanksgiving? Is this Thanksgiving week?
It is.
I can tell you one thing about what's going on right now.
Sure.
Insane amounts of college basketball games. But as far as holidays, I'm not exactly sure. It's Thanksgiving, right?
It is Thanksgiving on Thursday, so we got 3 games on Thursday.
Right. Okay. So it's Thanksgiving week, and it is definitely this I'm sure of. It's definitely the week of a continuing week of college basketball insanity, which I find fun, but you always want to be careful not to bite off more than you can chew in all areas of sports betting. And the biggest area of sports betting where that becomes a danger is college basketball. Jimmy the Bag, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, very difficult.
You know what? If there was 1,500 college basketball teams, I swear to God, I'd try to handicap all 1,500 teams and try to have a pick on side and total for all of their games.
Yeah, well, our low bagger Maxwell Smart coming off a giant weekend.
Really?
But he focuses solely on college basketball.
Yes, that's the way he had a winning week in
giant winning week. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, shout out to Maxwell Smart. And now I'm going to do a shout out. Look at this, Jim. Look what Big Ragu. Big Ragu, of course, had an awesome call on UCF -7. Made a huge. I love it when that happens, when people make a huge deal about a pick and it cashes easily. That happened with Big Ragu this past week on UCF, right? -7.
His energy in that video was absolutely
Unreal.
Electric. So many low baggers jumped in. I went first half full game. So I imagine that he made tens of thousands of dollars for low baggers in one video alone. Giant shout out to our man Big Ragu.
So I tweeted at him bowing down or something like that, and look what he tweeted back. Now, maybe I'll read this in a Casey Kasem voice. I can't do Casey Kasem. My cousin Franco, Kid Ice, a hockey nut. Got him watching the Low Bag show. Absolutely thinks the world of you and the show. Told him next time I would let you know that. Give him a shout out Monday morning if you don't mind. Best of luck. Absolutely Big Ragu's cousin Franco, Kid Ice, hockey nut. This is a shout out to you. Man, to have Big Ragu as part of your family, that's as much of a head start in sports betting as I could possibly imagine, right?
What a guy.
Shout out to you, Franco, Kid Ice. All right, Jim, I know you have some stuff you want to talk about before we get started.
Well, I needed Big Ragu to get a shout out, so I'm glad that you did that. That was just incredible capping, and his excitement in that video. You knew when he was like that you just had to tail no matter what. But there was another low bagger who made possibly a bet of the year. Friday, Dallas Stars, Boston Bruins. No first goal at 101-1. $50 capping Sasana.
Wow.
Sasana put $50 on no first goal and made $5,050 back on that. Capping Sasana, no first goal. and put $50, not $5 or $10, $50 on it. So shout out to Capping Sasana. This was a tough weekend. Very, very tough weekend. NFL, I was just overthinking everything. I didn't even put out, because I saw so many people, Whale Capper liking the team total over for the Chargers, the prick and beat the prick taking the over in that game. I made it an official play here, but I didn't even bet that game. I talked all on the Audible about wanting the Raiders. Didn't make the move on that, didn't have balls, but I did listen to Donnie and didn't take the Vikings. So there was a give and take, but overall a very bad weekend in NFL. Okay weekend in NHL.
Actually, I went over your record in this show, so it wasn't that bad. Were you like 2-4?
2-4, but 1-4. Not even 1-4. I got -2.5 on the show for the Giants. I got -3 when I bet it. So I actually went 0-4 in NFL. 0-4 with a push, 2-4 on the show.
Yeah, there you go. Line chopping. We always talk about how important it is. Those half points, do they matter? Most of the time, no. But when they do matter, yes, they matter. Yes, of course they matter. Of course they matter. All right, so I want to give some shout-outs here. Vegas Gun 1. Huge shout-out to Vegas Gun 1. Dan Kelly says, hope y'all listened on Notre Dame. That was an easy one. Yeah, I don't know. I was confused and out of my mind last week, and I thought Syracuse was a good bet. A lot of other people did, too. So did Ian Cameron. But shout-out to DJ Big Boss for nailing the under on that one. Yeah. That was awesome. And just a few other comments, and then we'll get into it. Anything else you want to shout out before we get into it?
Yeah, we have a huge schedule, so we're going to appoint 25 minutes to NHL, 25 minutes to NBA, and then 10 and 10 to NFL and college basketball. I know that's not enough time for college basketball, but we will hammer it again in the afternoon show. We won't have to hammer all the games again so hard. So and we wanted this to only take 5 minutes to open. So without further ado, I'd like to give a shout out to all the guys joining us. Dan Kelly, Odar Lira, Van City, Chris, Art Hayes, you said Vegas Gun, Salty Dog, Nasty Nate, Eddie Euler, Ron Loft, and Super Alpha Fitness, Big Dick Donnie, Barry Cohen, Anna Merrick, our man Jamal Stone from Brooklyn. Let's get to work.
And while you're doing what you're doing, there are two halftimes right now going on in college basketball. So I'm going to look at those. Why don't you start us off with NHL while I look at the two halftimes that are going on, Tulane and South Dakota State. I'm going to check that one right now.
Beautiful. We're going to try to get through this as fast as possible. 9 games in NHL, 9 games in NBA. We want to do some thorough work, and that's not going to be easy. First off, I want the San Jose Sharks to win the Pacific Division. Go to your book and make this bet right now. The only possible team that can get in the way is the Calgary Flames. Sharks to win the division. I'd like to make that an official pick when Pete's done making his plays for the second half. I also already have the Sharks to win the Cup at 10-1. Now I'd get it at 15-1, but I can't make it twice.
All right, I'm going to make South Dakota State Tulane second half under 84 minus 105 at Heritage an official play. Go ahead, Jim. Sorry.
I also want the Sharks to win the Western Conference because I can't make the Cup bet again. I will take the Western Conference. Those are going to be 2 official picks, and I have not bet either the Pacific or the West. I need to do that. I'm just being a little overwhelmed. I've already bet just 100 on the Cup, but I'm going to make at least, I'm probably 200 on the Pacific, and then maybe 100, 150, 200 on the West. And I'm going to put another 100 on them to win the Cup at 25-1. Okay, let's get started. First off, I'm going to jump on the Blue Jackets on the money line at Toronto. They're playing very, very good hockey, and I like fading teams back home off of a road trip. The only time the Maple Leafs have been vulnerable this year is at home. Blue Jackets have won 3 in a row, 5-0-2 in their past 7. Just beat the Hurricanes 4-1 on the road. Maple Leafs have also won 3 in a row. Foligno did not play against Carolina Saturday because of family matter. I'm not sure what his status is, but this is a healthy group. Several players, though, I'm saying it's a healthy group because they've been dealing with an illness, the flu, for the last week. They were riddled with the flu. They didn't have Nash, Panarin, or Bobrovsky when I jumped on the Panthers on Thursday or Friday or whenever that was, riddled with the flu, and they still won 7-3. It's a danger to fade teams just because they're sick. It just doesn't really work out like that. They all returned, but Atkinson missed the next game. When Panarin returned, he got 3 assists. The Maple Leafs will continue to be without Austin Matthews. They've looked vulnerable at home. The Blue Jackets have been better on the road than they have been at home. I just think this is a nice spot here. I love fading teams coming back from a road trip. These guys were just in California for a few weeks. Now they're coming back to the very cold Toronto area. I'm on the Blue Jackets money line, Pete.
Okay, so is this the first? Sorry, I was.
Yep,
Okay, it's the first one. All right. So while all right,
and there's Susanna, our man. 101-1.
Unbelievable. All right, so the Blue Jackets, wait, money line?
Yes.
Okay, that'll be plus 118. Columbus.
God, it's gone down to that?
Yes, money line plus
Jesus.
1. Wait, the Columbus Blue Jackets money line. What did you think? It hasn't moved. It opened at 1. It opened right. It hasn't moved at all, Jim.
I have I'm using Bet Online opening lines. I have Columbus here. The Leafs were minus 135 on the opener.
The Leafs were minus 135.
I'm still saying minus 135 and minus 140s. No, minus 140 Bovada. Okay, that's one.
Yeah, it went a very almost imperceptible line move. Almost no line movement yet on this game. Columbus money line plus 118. We can give you that one.
I will take it, but I don't love it. Miss J saying Foligno's back with the team, ready to rejoin the lineup already. God, I was hoping to get a little higher.
And just very quickly, what about the obvious unders in Toronto at home? They've been just a stone under team at home. And Columbus, of course, should be a defense-oriented team. Isn't that how we think of them, Jim?
I guess that's how we think of them.
But not really.
They're just rolling offensively right now. They're 5th in goals per game at 3.45, going against a team that's 3rd in goals per game at 3.50. If they are a little tired off of this whole coming back from a California swing, it will show up defensively, not offensively.
Okay.
Can I keep going?
Yes, go ahead. I'm thinking about the under on that one. Go ahead.
Yeah, keep it with it. So we got to keep a real brisk pace to get through these games. Stars at Rangers. I'm just going to go down chronologically. Right now, it's Khudobin versus Lundqvist. It was a back-to-back. This Stars team looks totally different on the road with Montgomery. Remember that first road trip was so awful? Montgomery said, I want to get right back on the road. This is a dangerous team to fade right now, the Stars, and the Rangers are very dangerous at home right now. Put that together, and I want to stay off of this game. I wanted to take the Islanders yesterday. I forgot that the game was at noon. I got my hockey rolling, and I saw that it was 1-0 already Islanders, and I was so angry at myself. I was really upset. To me, I felt like I just had thrown away $300 or $400. I then walked outside, took a break, came back, started watching some more football, and then I saw that it was 3-1 Stars, and very thankful to have been off of it. But what's happening right now with this Stars team is they're starting to roll. Radulov scored twice, recorded 3 points, his 3rd game back from injury. Sagan and Ben are going to... They need Radulov so badly, which speaks about their lack of character, sort of. But the Stars are still missing Klingberg, Johns, Mathot, and Connor Carrick on defense. this has red flags all over it. Yes, I'd like to fade the Stars after they look so good in the Islanders and they're on the back-to-back. But the way that first line's rolling, and then you have a Rangers team without Buchnevich, and it looks like Zuccarello's got a groin injury or a hamstring injury again, and Ryan Strome is taking his spot in the lineup. They just picked up Ryan Strome from the Oilers. All this said and done, I'm going to stay off of it. Randy Lockhart saying Nashville over 5.5. Trust me, Jimmy, I look forward to breaking down that game.
Why wouldn't you like the under in this Dallas Rangers game?
Just because that first line's going off. That first line, that is, as much as I dislike Ben and Seguin's character, they're truly fantastic skill set. They're very, very talented.
They just had one big game, though, right?
Well, if you're talking about the last few weeks or this year, but they've had long, storied NHL careers with huge offensive numbers at times.
All right, I'm going to take the under in Dallas Rangers, 6 minus 109. You think that's super stupid or just whatever?
No, I think that's a great spot. I think the Rangers team total under is probably a better spot just because they don't have Zuccarello or Buchnevich. And Dallas, Montgomery has been playing very strong and tight defensively.
All right, I'm taking the under 6 minus 109, but no play for you on that one, right, Jim?
No play, okay, and it's Terry Edelman's birthday today.
Oh, God.
27.
Okay.
27, so beautiful. We'd love to give you a birthday pick. I'll let Pete
you want the birthday? Did he request one?
Yes, he did.
All right,
no,
okay.
Take your time, take your time. No need
to
rush it.
Okay.
Let's keep rolling. Sabres at Penguins. If there's no Sidney Crosby, I'm going to take the Sabres. If Crosby's in the lineup, I'm just going to simply stay off this game. Pens are 1-7-1 over their last 9. Sabres have won 5 straight. Hit, thank God, and hit with the Sabres in Winnipeg on Friday night at plus 180. It was a shootout, so it was pretty fortunate. But in saying all that, Pittsburgh scored first against Ottawa, then gave up 5 unanswered goals. Matt Murray looks terrible. They're talking about his confidence. Crosby's now been out 2 straight games. They did get Derek Brassard back. That's very helpful. We know Schultz will be out indefinitely. This Buffalo Sabres first line screams Xbox to me. I just want to play with them so bad. Eichel, Skinner, and Reinhart. Man, Sabres last won 5 in a row, March 19th to 27th, 2012. Only Tampa and Toronto have more points in the Eastern Conference than Buffalo. I love it. I absolutely love that the Sabres are playing this way. I've always liked Phil Housley. I've always loved Sam Reinhart. I've always believed in Jack Eichel. So, simply put, if Crosby's not in the lineup, I'm taking the Sabres. If he is, I'm off the game.
All right, so you're going to wait then, Jim.
I am.
All right, let's move on.
I will be taking the Washington Capitals minus 1.5 at Montreal. Capitals wrapping up a 4-game road trip, or they did, wrap up a 4-game road trip. And the Capitals have bad. This is in Montreal. I didn't write this wrong, did I?
It's in Montreal.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I was reading my notes. Didn't make sense here. Braden Holtby's out of the lineup. I'm happy with that. He actually might come back. I hope he doesn't. I want Copley and Mr. Gokster's on the first period Sabres right now. Kuznetsov and Oshie are both injured against Winnipeg. And they're day-to-day with upper body injuries. I'm going to take this back right now. And I'm happy that I'm talking this out loud. I guess I'm going to wait. I want to see if I can get one of these 2 guys back. And I don't want to expect to get 1 or 2 of these guys back. So, in fact, I'm going to wait. The Habs are coming back off of a road trip. That was the main reason why I wanted to fade them. Simplifying things like that has been very successful for us. But I guess I'm going to wait right now. Druin picked up the game winner against the Habs. Carey Price is playing better. 43 saves against Calgary, 35 against Vancouver. Tatar has 6 goals in 6 games. Can't believe he's doing that. Domi's looking great. 9-game point streak. Byron and Army remain out of the lineup. Instead of making a move now, I'm going to wait. I guess I need one of these guys back to make this play.
Okay, let's move on. The next game we're going to look at Florida-Ottawa. Florida off 2 road losses. Ottawa off 2 home wins. Ottawa, once again, a home dog. What do you think? I was thinking Ottawa and under. Don't overthink it.
I'm on the other side here. I don't know how you could take an under with Ottawa. Have you been cashing unders with Ottawa?
Let me see. I believe I did. I believe the last time people tried to warn me off of it, and I was actually a success. The only thing I've been getting majorly screwed with was my first period overs recently. But other than that, let me just pull up Ottawa's recent.
Miss J saying Copley is in. Zolo Age saying Crosby's out. Is that confirmed? Very interesting. The question here when you're capping this game is who's going to handle the messed up Hoffman situation with more want. My hockey coach when I was little always used to say, you got to want to. Who's going to want this the most? Is it the Senators who absolutely hate Hoffman? Or is it Hoffman who wants to show the Senators that they made a mistake? Dorian, their Senators general manager, said one of the reasons the dressing room was broken was because of Hoffman, and now Hoffman's on a 15-game point streak. Panthers have lost 2 straight. I think the Panthers are a much better team. I would like to take the Panthers -1.5. Panthers are missing 2 bottom 6 forwards in McGinn and Derek McKenzie. Senators are tied with Maple Leafs for second in goals scored with 70, but they're not a team I trust. Now, Batherson came into the lineup, looked very good. Tkachuk and Colin White. These are 3 guys that are playing well, that have stepped into their roles and are playing very well. Shabbat is a beast. This guy's going to be a stud defenseman, 23 points in 20 games. Sens are missing Harper on the blue line. Mr. Gokser says I would not endorse that. This is a game that I was really thinking over. In fact, what is the line I would get on the total right now?
About a 6, slightly juiced to the over.
Yeah, this is what I would like on the for a total here. Taking a spot with, the Senators are 31st in goals allowed and 30th in penalty killing. That's a problem with both these special teams. We have a nice power play with the Panthers that's rolling right now, and then 27th penalty killing. I'm going to take the over, and I'd like to take the Panthers -1.5. Oh, and everyone's saying Crosby's out. Thank you for that information. Is that official? I just want to know if that's official. Oh, it's confirmed just now. Okay, thank you, Young OG. It's confirmed just now. And Smart Money says I'm going under on Florida Atlanta. Or excuse me, Florida Ottawa. Sorry, my head's a little.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
You don't point right in the fact it says can't say no to the over, Jimmy. Yes, I'm going to take both these spots. I just feel like the Panthers. God, I wonder if I should only take the over in Panthers Senators. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I will do that. At this point, I'm not going to take the -1.5 on the Panthers. I'm just going to take the over.
Okay, that'll be 6 -110. That's the current line at Pinnacle. So Jim's going to take Florida, Ottawa, over 6 -110.
And then I will take the Sabres to keep rolling.
You want that one, huh?
Mr. Gokser says first period over 2, Jim. It's correlated and makes sense. I just get a little uncomfortable with those first periods. Personally, it's just I don't get a lot of joy.
So you like Buffalo here? You think it's a nice?
If there's no Crosby, I think that Eichel and the boys want to send a message.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I will take the Sabres.
Okay, that'll be the money line. Will be +150. You want the money line or the alternative puck line?
No, you know what? That's a good point.
What?
Because if it gets to if it gets to overtime or a shootout, I would be very afraid of Malkin. I would be very afraid of Kessel and Malkin. I think I'd be more afraid of who the Penguins have than the Sabres. So I think what makes sense to me is to take the alternative puck line on this.
You want that one? At a Bet365 now, it's +390. I will check to see what Pinnacle has here. Alternatives for Buffalo. I'm assuming it's not going to be that good at +390. +355. So you want the +390?
I do.
All right, Jim's going to take Buffalo puck line +390, and you think that's a good spot, huh? Buffalo's a good team, huh?
Buffalo, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to carry this throughout the season, but when we're talking about a team that has gone year after year after year of being a doormat,
right?
When they start running, I think you just jump on because they're feeling good going to the rink and they believe in themselves.
All right, I'll take it -1. I'll go on that one with you. I'm going to take Buffalo -1, money line +150, alternative puck line +390 at Bet365. All right.
You want Not a lot of time left. Yeah. I'm taking the Los Angeles Kings -1.5 at the St. Louis Blues. Clearly, Cal Peterson has brought and that's the great thing about sports, especially hockey, is you get these guys who shouldn't be in the league starting in goal because Budai is so bad, and they change the energy of the dressing room, and they give hope. I also really liked what Kopitar said, and we talked a lot about Kopitar. Kopitar said it's extremely frustrating going from an MVP nominee to barely getting any chances, but I'll correct it. I have no doubt in my mind that I'll correct it. And I don't have a doubt either when I hear Kopitar saying things like that. We have 4 players knocked out of the lineup for the Blues in that road trip they just got on. Gunnarsson, Schwartz. Schwartz is so important to this hockey team. Both suffered upper body injuries. Alexander Steen missed both the Vegas and San Jose games, as did Pat Maroon. I don't expect Maroon to come back. We'll find out more about Steen. Kings are coming off a 5-3 loss in Nashville. They look pretty good in that game. I'm backing the Kings -1.5 here.
You want that one? All right, +390 is what we can give you at Bet365. I'm just looking at this. I'm like, both teams look pretty anemic, so I guess in that spot you'd want to lean towards the dog. But is LA? I mean, they really just haven't been winning. Are they?
They're a bad hockey team, but they have good players on them, and they just need to come together. Whether or not they're able to do that, Whether or not Willie Desjardins capable of doing that, there's so many question marks around this Kings team.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the Blues are so vulnerable. Allen's been playing bad. They're coming off of a road. They're coming home off of a road trip. They're missing players. The Kings have been on the road. They played well against Nashville. I believe in them here.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we're going to give you a plus 375 for LA on the alternative puck line, and then let's move on. What do we got now? Tampa Bay, Nashville.
So you said 390 first, but
390 for Buffalo and 375 for LA,
beautiful.
right?
Yeah.
390 for Buffalo. So Tampa Bay, Nashville. Tampa Bay off 2 road wins, and I don't know. Nashville's a good team. Maybe Nashville again. Maybe the under. Pekka Rinne is playing great, right?
Pekka Rinne is playing great. This Predators team is doing well in every facet of the game except their power play is atrocious. Now last in the league at 12.8%. Ryan Johansson really didn't become the center that I thought he was going to be. He's still very quality, but didn't really become the center I imagined that he would be. Robbie Top saying Kings playing with more of an edge the last few games. I agree. Eddie Euler on Kings team total under. That game could easily go under. Mm-hmm. It's a 5.5 Kings Blues, right?
5.5 for the Kings Blues. Yeah, it's let me see, where is that one? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's heavily, minus 120 on the under. I was obviously thinking under on that one, right?
It seems like that's the play. We can continue talking about. We only have a little bit more minutes. Predators minus 1.5. I'm going to back here. Domingue looked terrible. I'm not entirely sure if he's even going to be back here, but that was just a breakdown of epic proportions against the Flyers. I had the Flyers in that game. It was disappointing that they had to fall back 5-1. Preds have Arvidsson and Subban hurt, but Palat, Strawman, Vasilevsky being hurt for the Lightning trumps that. Domingue looks really bad. I really don't even know if Domingue will be starting this spot. They have him listed. I'm going to take the Predators minus 1.5.
Okay, that'll be plus 211. That will be plus 211.
Perfect.
Let me see. Yeah, Domingue unconfirmed. Yeah, I mean Tampa Bay is an excellent team, but they can be beat, can't they? They can be beat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Are you kidding me?
You think so?
Well, they allowed 5 goals in 5 minutes. Is that the Cooper saying that McDonough deserves the Norris so far in the early point of the season? Hedman is their most important defenseman. He's not played very good since he got back. Obviously the Lightning, I accidentally just erased their record, but a lot of people believe they're the best team in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
So
all right. So far, Jim's on Columbus money line plus 118, LA puck line, Buffalo puck line, Nashville puck line, and Florida Ottawa over 6. I've taken Dallas Rangers under 6 and Buffalo minus 1. Jimmy the Bag, we got 2 other games. Let's jump to Winnipeg, Vancouver. Vancouver, lost 5 games in a row, but here they are once again as a big home underdog. Is the time to look for value with Vancouver as a big dog? Totally in the past, and we're just fading them game in and game out now.
No, and I like that I like everything about Sam Gagner's last month drop because the Canucks make a smart, shrewd decision that they want to go with youth. He's loaned to the Marlies. He doesn't even go to Utica. He's loaned to the Marlies. Then he puts up 15 points in 15 games, says all the right things, is a class act, and now gets called back up. I really respect players who do that, don't whine, do their job, and get brought back up. I think he's going to be a spark to the lineup. I think he's going to be excited to be in the dressing room. Now they're missing Besser, Berchi, Beagle, Sutter. This is a dangerous team to fade, and I dislike the way the Jets have been playing. I had the Sabres to beat them. I understand when they're at home that we should be taking them nonstop. To me, this is a stay-off game. Melee Payless way on Jets puck line. I guess that makes sense. They have a lot more skill than the Canucks have with the injuries, but I'm certainly not going to. The Canucks hold all the value here. I love that Gagner's coming back. Jets only have Kulikov hurt. They're a pretty healthy squad other than that. 6-3-1 their last 10, playing defensive hockey. Pedersen's a beast. The Jets can play shutdown defensive hockey. Pedersen gets loose one time on the power plates in the back of the net. Mr. Ghost saying Gagner, is killing for the Marlies. Watched him twice. I love what he did. I'm off this game. I'm very uncomfortable with it.
Mr. Ghost says very fast and offensive-minded. He's talking about
Sam Gagner.
Yeah. And someone's liking the over here. You don't porn rats in a fact. He likes the over Jets game. I was thinking under.
Well, Red Girls on Winnipeg in the under, and Eddie Euler leans Jets in the over. Very tough. I find this a tricky spot where the Canucks have all the value, and they're on paper much worse than this Jets team.
Casey DeSmith confirmed for Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
That's good for Pittsburgh. That's good for Pittsburgh. Murray's just playing terrible, but DeSmith is not going to take the job and run with it. He's just not a good enough goaltender. So I don't that. To be honest, now if you're fading the Pens, you probably want Matt Murray in net. But Matt Murray is capable of turning it on and becoming a top-flight goaltender where DeSmith will never be.
Okay, let me just ask you about the under in the LA St. Louis again. Peterson has been doing well, right?
Cal?
Yeah.
Yeah, very small sample size.
Is he about to get lit up and get on and have some major regression coming?
These guys can get hot for 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks. These guys can get hot and start believing themselves.
Because St. Louis is missing offensive guys, aren't they?
Yes.
Definitely. All right, I think I'm going to take that one and buy to 6. Go on, why don't you talk about the last game if you want
I'm
to,
on the
Jim.
Flames -1.5, like Riddick. Think he's capable of taking this number 1 goaltending spot in Calgary. I've said that all year. 6-1-0, 1.92 goals against average, 0.933 save percentage. When everybody was shitting on him, I was like, man, these Flames, the experts, the goaltending coaches, the management team has done the work for us. They've kept Rittich there because they believe in him and they believe that he can take over from Mike Smith. And I think he will at some point. Knights are on the second half of a back-to-back. We saw the difference with Nate Schmidt in the lineup. Unbelievable. Now, with the same thing we did in the Capitals spot, Tom Wilson had that incredible first game after the suspension, and he had to play a back-to-back right to start off the year, and he didn't have his legs in the second night. That's what I'm hoping for with Nate Schmidt, because he came back from his 20-game suspension and played awesome. 1938, a hell of a player. We talked about the importance of Cody Eakin with Stastny and Howla out of the lineup. Gerard Gallant said Cody plays a good two-way game for us, and he plays his role really well. Also second on the team with 8 goals. James Neal's just been struggling. Maybe the Knights will spark something. I'm on the Flames -1.5, hoping that Schmidt doesn't have his legs. But with Schmidt back in the lineup, I think the Knights might be a bet-on team moving forward.
All right, so you want the Flames -1.5. We'll give you plus 205 there at Intertops. Intertops, there you go. Calgary, puck line, plus 205 at Intertops. Very nice, Jim. All right, anything else you want to discuss here?
No, but I do think that under might be the spot. Did you bought it to 6?
Yes, I'm going to buy to 6. The Pinnacle line is -162, which is pushing it a little bit. But I'm going to check Bet365 right now and a few other places. But yes, the Pinnacle line, I will take it though. I still think it's a good play. LA St. Louis under 6 -162, and I'm going to check a few other plays, see if I can get maybe a better line. Although I doubt that I can.
Beautiful.
Okay.
We're 3 minutes under the time limit. Let's use that 3 minutes on basketball.
Okay, let's go. Let's move ahead to NBA. Let's start with the Denver-Milwaukee game. How about that, Jimmy the Bag? Denver against Milwaukee. What do you have to say about that one? Obviously, Denver has a good team, but they're not winning. They're not covering. Are they going to turn it around here?
Well, they're 7-1 at home. Henson has now been lost to a wrist injury, will require surgery, so we're going to see a lot more of Thon Maker. They say, Budenholzer said he's been working very hard in practice, doing all the right things, saying all the right things while on the bench, and he takes a ton of threes. He should fit perfectly in to this Budenholzer crazy three-point system that he's got rolling. DiVincenzo has a minor left quadriceps strain. He'll be out for the next 3 games. He's another guy who fits into this system that Budenholzer started so well. Bucks and Nuggets faced each other last Sunday in Denver, 121-114 Bucks victory. It was the beginning. I guess it wasn't the beginning because it was a 3rd loss in a row for the Nuggets, but it was a sign that this Nuggets team was not nearly as good as that incredible opening run made them look. Jokic is expected to be in the starting lineup Monday night after he hurt his groin. He slipped on a wet spot in the first quarter against the Pelicans, played the rest of the game, but did say he was sore afterwards. Barton is close to returning. One of his backups, Torrey Craig, who was very interesting watching him play, just seemed like he was trying not to get in the way. He's going to be back in the lineup after dealing with a hamstring injury. Hernan Gomez has looked very good filling in Torrey Craig's spot, but it's probably best to have both of them rolling. This is a tough spot. This isn't a spot that jumped out at me. And to be honest with you, I kind of like the Nuggets getting a bit of revenge. But you're just not getting a nice enough line. Dave Stewart says I grab Bucks at 5.5 full game. Is that what it's at right now? 5.5 full game?
I think it's down to, let me see where it is. Has that line moved? I saw 5 on the opener. Let me see. Where is it? Milwaukee. Yeah, 5.5. 5.5.
Daryl Lyles also on Bucks full game. Eddie Euler, Milwaukee, 7-1 to the over at home this season. That's another spot. This Bucks team, I've taken a couple unders that they've been involved in and lost them both.
Yeah, they've been a massive overtrender on the year, home and away.
They just are at such a fast pace.
Yeah.
Will the Nuggets be able to dictate anything when they're not at home?
Doubt it.
Eddie Euler saying Milwaukee's gone over 5 games in a row. Smart Money says Denver plus 5.5. Art Hayes says I'm going Denver, buying the points to beat Safe.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, is Denver, are they really this bad?
No. Oh, I think this is what Denver is.
You think so?
They're a 10-6 ball club, which
so?
is very good.
Yeah.
They're a good ball club at 10-6, 3-3 on the road. It's tough to say. The Denver team, it seems, when Jokic is in control of the game and not shooting almost ever, is when they're at their best, which is confusing because then he goes off for 37 points and 20 boards and they lose. Millsap just feels like he's been nowhere to be found right now.
I don't know, man. I'm feeling like maybe Denver plus the points might be the sneaky play here, Jim.
That's what I thought all morning long, but was afraid to pull the trigger. Just afraid to pull the trigger against
They played last week, right?
I watched the entirety on Friday. I believe it was Friday night of that Bulls-Bucks game. Bulls put up 40-something on them in that first quarter. The Bulls start the second half up 19, and the Bucks win that game by 25 points or 30 points or whatever it was, 29 points. The Bucks team is capable of turning it on at home and completely changing the dynamic and the energy. That new stadium, that crowd, they believe in their team. This Bucks team 7-1 at home, 11-4 overall. I can totally understand taking the Nuggets, but I'm not going to here.
How about we wait for the market to tell us what to do, Jim?
Dan Kelly says this Denver-Milwaukee total move is one you can follow. What's the move been?
Let me see. I'm assuming it's to the over. Let me see. Denver-Milwaukee.
Dan Kelly got the under
no,
at 226.
It's to the under. It's to the under. That's what I was thinking as well. I was thinking Denver and the under, but Milwaukee's like 12-3 over/under on the year, and Denver has just been shit in the bed for the past week, haven't they? But I was thinking it's a new week, right? New week. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Denver plus the points in the under. That's why I was leaning, Jim.
I hear you.
We can pass and move on and do this in the afternoon show, though.
I hear you. I'm not going to make an official play. My feeling for it, my lean towards the Nuggets will just keep me off of this game. Because the Bucks at home can completely take over.
Sure. All right, then we got some other games where I was thinking about under.
Dennis Selleck is heavy on the over in that spot.
In which one?
In this Nuggets-Bucks game, going right up against Dan Kelly.
Boston-Charlotte, I was thinking about the under. Cleveland-Detroit, I was thinking about the under. Detroit, of course, very up and down, but we know what Casey likes to do. He likes to play defense. He likes to clamp down. And I was thinking about the under in Phoenix and Philly as well. I was thinking about those three games, thinking about the under.
Yeah, we can break all those down. Which game would you like to break down?
Let's break down Phoenix-Philly. Phoenix is just not good, especially on the road. And, Devin Booker is a little bit still banged up, right?
He is.
And now with Butler, Philly is maybe a capable defensive team.
They're still allowing so many points. I guess this last one was just because of overtime. They should be a clamp down defensive squad, but they just let Kemba put 60 on them. How can you try? I mean, if Simmons and Butler can't come together to slow down Kemba, even when Kemba's going off,
look at this. I sing half a bar, and Salty Dog 93 says, "Love the singing, Loshak." Yes, I need some more Mr. Peters singing. This stuff happens in the afternoon show. We try to keep a brisk pace in the morning show.
We need to keep a brisk pace in the morning show. Sixers coming off that 122-119 win. Butler hit the game winner, and he blocked Kemba Walker's shot. Suns are 0-6 on the road right before he did that, obviously. Suns are 0-6 on the road. After that 116-96 home win on Wednesday, they lost to the Thunder 110-100, the Thunder team without Westbrook, but a Thunder team playing very well. The Thunder out-rebounded the Suns 52-31. Suns are small. That's going to be a problem for them moving forward. All the pressure is going to be on Ayton. Mikal Bridges playing the 4 at 6'7", 210 pounds. Then they have Rashawn Holmes on the bench. But Ayton's just left to do too much work on the glass. Ariza has returned to the Suns following a 2-game absence. He's going to help. He can. He's possible to help. Ski Prophet says Kemba put 60, but Jimmy clamped him when it mattered. Yep. Jaden Madden saying hi.
Oh, hi.
Dan Kelly says Suns playing their 7th road game at Philly night. They haven't covered a road first half or first quarter yet. The 3 second quarters they covered were by 1.5. Wow. Wow. That's interesting. The Suns are a bad basketball team.
Yeah.
And Koskakov has done a shit job with Ayton mentally by calling him out in the press and upsetting him when he's your only big. Maybe I don't know what they do. They're just too small. They're too small, and that leaves Ayton with way too much to do. And Sure, he's excited to go up against Embiid, but he can get. He's just left with too much to do. I figure the Sixers are the play, but as a giant favorite, do you want to take them? And how do you want to take them? Remember, last year they were covering every first half. They're not doing that this year.
Right.
What are the Sixers' full game?
Like 12,
Ray Bruges says, duh, Philadelphia first half is the play. Eddie Oler says, Suns did actually win the last meeting in Philly by 14. Dennis Jellick says, 76ers are always dominant in the first half. The way I've been watching it, that's not been the case this year.
Yeah.
Do I have that wrong?
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but yeah, it seems like much more of a 50-50 proposition as opposed to what it used to be. You want to talk about Boston-Charlotte? I was thinking about the under here as well. Celtics got beat down at home by Utah in their last game. Charlotte kind of up and down, so I'm thinking either we like Boston here or we like the under.
I agree with both of those. I'm thinking of just taking the Celtics. Wanted to hear what the chat had to say. David Stewart letting us know 76ers are 11.5 now. Interesting.
Oh, man, and the Boston-Charlotte one opened at 219. Now it's down to 217.5.
Walker off that 60-point night. This is a tough little homestand here that the Hornets are going to be on. They have the Pacers on Wednesday night. Charlotte swept in the season series against the Celtics last year. They only averaged 94.7 points against the Celtics squad. Celtics coming off a 3-game homestand that included a 29-point victory over the Bulls, then an overtime victory over the Raptors that looked good, and I had the Celtics there, and then that listless 12-point loss to the Jazz. Kyrie had 20. Tatum had 10. No other Celtic had double figures. Hayward does not look good out there. 10.1 points, 39.9% from the field. Celtics have beaten the Hornets 7 straight times. Celtics are a healthy group. Hornets are just missing Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. JT Maxwell says, how about them Red Blacks, son? Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was going to go 3-0 in CFL. I ended up having to go 2-1, but it was nice. I think the Celtics are the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Theodore Mack says Walker probably regresses here. Celtics need some W's. Brad Stevens called out the Celtics. Said that they're not playing, I don't have the quote in front of me, but basically they're not playing with that same intensity, that defensive intensity that they were playing with at times last year. Solo Age saying Celtics -3. Barca Man, Celtics 6-0 against the Red last 6 meetings in Charlotte. Dennis Selleck saying Celtics winning this.
Meantime, my under's looking good. My under's looking good. And I was all about...
Jay Lackey, Jay Money's joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. Jay Money from the King's Court show saying Boston and the under. But Nate Pereira saying Jimmy Boston doesn't cover.
All right, I've heard enough, as you like to say, Jim. I'm going to take the under here. I liked it at 219. I'm going to have to take 217.5, which is not good, but there's no way in hell I'm tweeting out NBA plays because, I'm not going to beat line moves and shit like that. Boston, Charlotte, under 217.5 -110. That's going to be an official play for me. And, man, that Tulane game, I got to tweet out more of these second halves. I was also going to tweet out Tulane +5. I just didn't announce it because I tried to bet it and the game was taken off the board, so I didn't add that one. But I was also liking Tulane +5. I swear I'm not lying, Mr. Gokster. All right, let's move on.
I want to talk about a game I am taking. I'm taking the Grizzlies to get in the way of what the Mavericks have been doing. Yeah, it's been impressive. Yeah, they've won 4 in a row. Can they do this on the road? I don't know if they can. I'm going to back the Grizzlies here. Mavericks have looked great. 112-109 home win over the world champion Warriors. Comes on the heels of that 50-point win over the Jazz. Doncic is a beast. 24 points on Saturday night. 20-point effort was his 8th of the season. Tops scoring average among rookies at 19.5. Grizzlies have won 4 or 5. Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to want to have something to say to Doncic. He's coming off his best game as a pro, 27.6 boards, 4 steals. Gasol will be going up, heads up with DeAndre Jordan. Mavs are still going to be without Wesley Matthews. JaMychal Green comes back from his broken jaw. He's close to losing his job to Jaren Jackson Jr., but my God, it's going to be nice to have JaMychal Green coming off the bench. This guy is big and tough. Grizzlies are also missing Dylan Brooks, and who cares about Chandler Parsons? Going to be day-to-day for the rest of his life. Look there, right back-to-back. Jay Lackey on Grizzlies today, Jimmy. Skeet Profit, I like the Grizzlies too, Jimmy. Hal Abraham's Memphis, red hot, playing great defense. Give me the Grizzlies.
Nate Pereira sitting at the Mirage Sportsbook. Shout out to Nate Pereira.
Nate, beautiful. Man, when you see Jay Money and Skeet Profit on the same play, bag it.
Everyone likes Memphis. Wait, let me just quickly look at so they're all liking Memphis, right?
Yeah, Memphis 6-1 at home, 10-5 overall. Just playing sound basketball, playing strong basketball.
Wow, and more good news is that in my notes here, I was thinking maybe Dallas plus the points. So Memphis has got to be the play here, Jimmy the Bag. What do you want?
I believe in your basketball.
You think I can't make jokes in the morning show? I can.
Oh, sure.
I can. It's tougher. It's tougher. Don't get me wrong. All right, so you want Memphis here, right?
I do.
All right, Memphis -3, -110. Split line right now. 3 and 3.5.
Zolo Abe's like in the under in this game. I guess that if the Grizzlies dictate the pace, which is what I'm expecting to happen, then that would be a play. Just going to stick to it right now, just to the Grizzlies. Let's keep rolling. We have to keep it. It's imperative that we keep a brisk pace. Let's just go back from the top and make sure that we hammer all the games that we wanted to. You were talking about being interested in the Cavs, Pistons under. I'm curious to see what that movement's been on that total. Neither team's played since Wednesday. This is their longest stretch of inactivity outside of the All-Star break.
Interesting. You wouldn't think it, but actually a 3-point move to the over. 3. It's a lot.
It is. This Pistons team is just so bad offensively. Last in field goal percentage at 42.8. Last in three-point percentage at 31.3. 20th in defensive field goal percentage at 46.5. That was a big win they had in Toronto. Reggie Bullock's buzzer beater. Dwayne Casey getting the win after getting fired from our city. Sexton's averaged 18 points in 4 games since replacing George Hill at point. But still, just not distributing the ball the way he needs to. I mean, we know he can score, but in the last 5 games, he's averaged 2.4 assists in 32 minutes. That's just not acceptable. The key to this game for the Cavs is Tristan Thompson and Larry Nance Jr. They have to step up against Drummond and Griffin. We watched them step up one night where they explode against the Nets. 33 boards, 11 offensive. And then the very next night against the Wizards, 14 boards, 5 offensive combined. That's just not going to work. You can't trust these guys at all. Hill, Love, Decker remain out of the lineup. Pistons will be missing backups, Kennard and Ellison. Who cares? This Cavs team is a tricky team to back. Even with totals, it's a tricky team. It's just tough. It's tough. The Pistons don't score, but they're going to get a ton of opportunities against the Cavs. Cavs don't have very good perimeter defense or on-the-ball defense, for that matter. What is Drummond and Griffin going to light a fire under Thompson and Nance Jr.? I mean, it's just hard to trust these Cavs. Eddie Oiler, Cavs 5-2 against the spread away. Tommy Gonzalez, Atlanta +8. That's his big play. I'm looking forward to break that game. I've got no spot on this Cavs Pistons at this point, but I can understand you taking the under, and I can understand that the market move would scare you. Nate Pereira saying, I like the Pacers at home going up against the Jazz. Oladipo, though, hurt. Played just 5 minutes in Saturday night's 97-89 victory over Atlanta. Hurt his knee again. Remember, all last year he was dealing with knee pain. Now he's going to be back day to day. Indiana going for their 3rd straight victory, closing out a homestand 2-2 on this 5-game trip. Aaron Holiday, 12 points, all in just 15 minutes in the second half. He looked good. One of the Holiday brothers, he's going to have to step up because Collison's looked old and slow. And at 31 years old, I don't know why you look so old and slow. 10.2 points, 3.7 assists. Also, Corey Joseph just never took that next step as a point guard. It's sad. Joseph averaging 6.8 points, 3.4 assists. Jazz coming off a big 98-86 win. Donovan Mitchell got 28 points, dished out 6 assists. One night after, I guess that wasn't one night after. Was that? Yes, one night after, 31 points and no assists. Jazz don't have a lot of size after Gobert and Favors. It's just going to cause a problem. They have Ekpe, Udo, but he barely sees the floor. Both teams are healthy. I think the lack of size that the Jazz have after Gobert and Favors is going to be big trouble moving forward. What if one of them gets hurt? Dan Kelly is on the Cavs Pistons under.
And that one has moved.
Adrian Ganekis is on the Cavs team total under. I don't know what to do with this Pacers team without Oladipo. Do you guys know? I imagine Oladipo's not going to be in the lineup. What's the line on the Pacers right now?
Pacers. Let me find it. Pacers about 3.5.
I feel like I'd like to back the Jazz. Do we have any confirmation on what's going on with Oladipo, whether he's going to be in the lineup or not? I assume he's not going to be in the lineup. I guess I can understand why the Pacers would be small dogs without Oladipo. Eddie Oiler saying Pacers under, trender at home. Tommy Gonzalez says, I won $5,000 on the Spurs last night versus the Warriors. Nice job, Tommy. Big boy bets. Barcelona unders 8-0 Pacers last 8 versus NBA Northwest. And he's out. Oladipo doubtful. Reggie saying he's out.
I learned this from a DJ Big Boss. Don't be scared of line moves. You see what DJ Big Boss did with that Notre Dame under? Did not care about that line move. One night after
Trot Wham did the same thing.
Did the same thing with the motherfuckers. Wow. I'm going to try to do the same thing here. Now, this is a different situation. This is me in basketball, but I'm going to do it. Cleveland, Detroit, under, and I'm going to take the Pinnacle line, 213.5 plus 104. 213.5 plus 104. I'm going to go against this line move. And again, we'll see what this is, say the 6 o'clock show. This could be back down to 211, but I'm going to take it. 213.5 plus 104. I'm taking it. All right.
I'm going to take the Utah Jazz here against the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
We talked earlier in the season about how no one seemed to step up when Oladipo was off his game. And I don't see who's going to step up when he's not even going to be in the lineup. David Stewart says Oladipo's great. He's so important to that team. Dennis Chelik on the Pacers team total under. Ski Profit, Oladipo out with sore right knee. Give me the Jazz here. The Jazz are 8-8. Who cares if they just beat the Celtics? They have not had a good season. Snyder's going to have them rolling. I'll take him here.
Okay, you want it? We can give you 3.5 now, minus 105. Minus 3.5, minus 105. Current line of Pinnacle.
Everyone on the same page. Jaquin Foster saying Pacers won't cover. Zolo Age saying Oladipo out. Give me the Jazz minus 3.5. We've already broke down the Suns-Sixers game. I'm uncomfortable with this spot, but I guess the Sixers at home to smash is probably the play.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the play. Because they're 8-0 at home, but they haven't smashed since Butler joined the team. They're 2-1. Maybe that's the move that they need to make. Let's talk Clippers at Hawks. I already heard that the Hawks plus 8.5 was a play by Tommy Gonzalez, Atlanta plus 8. Hawks have lost 7 straight, but they have John Collins back, and I've been waiting for this to happen. I'm a big John Collins fan. I just wish Taurean Prince wasn't hurt with this Achilles injury. I just want Dedmon, Prince, Bazemore. I just want them all together on the same court with Collins, and it just doesn't seem to ever happen. They're coming back from a winless 4-game road trip. Denver and Indiana. Their low point was that 45-point loss to the Nuggets. They got Collins back, 12 minutes, 12 points. This guy can ball. They're going to be out without Taurean Prince. They did get Dedmon back in the lineup. Prince doubtful to go tonight. Jeremy Lin getting some more run. 13.4 points, 47.8% for the last 5 games. Clippers already are playing the second of a 3-game road trip. They look good in Brooklyn. Good enough. They're a good basketball team. Los Angeles won 4 straight, 6 of its last 7. They trailed for 40 minutes before they turned it on. Tobias Harris, 27 points. Gallinari, 28. Lou Williams leads the league in bench scoring. Avery Bradley, Mbah a Moute are out of the lineup with injuries. It looks like Bradley lost his job to Gilgeous-Alexander. Adrian Ganecka says, don't be afraid of the 76ers. They will smash first half. Red Girl leaning under. I guess I'm going to need a little bit more time here. I want to take the Hawks here. I want to take the Hawks plus 8.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a nice spot.
Sorry, I'm already looking ahead to college basketball is what I'm doing here right now, Jimmy the Bag. All right, so for NBA, Jimmy the Bag has taken Memphis minus 3, Utah minus 3.5, and that's it, right? I have only 2 plays for you, NBA.
Well, I want to talk about, that's it right now.
I just want to update you. And I have taken Cleveland, Detroit under 213.5 plus 104, and Boston, Charlotte under 217.5.
Dan Kelly says teams do not have good against the spread numbers at home on a 7-game losing streak being the Hawks. Yeah, I'm hesitant to make that a play. And Mr. Gokster wondering if you're on Eastern Kentucky.
That game I am passing on, Mr. Gokster. There's 75 fucking college basketball games today, so I don't have a strong opinion on every single one of them. And that one is not one that I have a play on or an opinion on.
Pink Eye Genie says Philly first quarter, Suns worst first quarter team in the league. Dan Kelly let us know that a little while ago. Nice to have Pink Eye Genie back with us, not only delivering great insights, but spreading pink eye awareness. David Stewart says, Jimmy, like Utah first half better. First shot Hassami's on Denver plus 5.5, Sixers minus 12, Jazz minus 3.5. Maybe the Sixers are a simple play here. Let's talk quickly. We only have 2 more minutes for these games. Oh, no, we don't. We have 7.
Mm-hmm.
We have 7 more. Yeah. Spurs at Pelicans, a huge move to the under in the Spurs-Pelicans game.
Well, it depends on how long you want to talk about NFL for.
I just thought we were doing 25 minutes on basketball, 25 minutes on NHL.
So we have 2, I guess. Yeah, okay.
No, so we have 7 because we started 5 minutes of opening.
Right, but then, okay. Go ahead.
We don't need to use all the time.
Yeah, I hear you.
Anthony Davis seemed to be fully over his elbow injury, 43 and 40 points in victories over New York and Denver. I think the Spurs might be rounding into form. Maybe it's time to jump on them right now. Davis needed just 10 field goals to get 40 points against the Nuggets on Saturday, 20 and 21 from the line. Also had 8 assists. He's just playing very, very smart, good basketball right now. Against the Knicks, he helped them overcome a 19-point deficit, 17 points, 8 boards the last time he faced the Spurs. But that was right when he came back from his elbow injury. Elfrid Payton off, done, surgery on his fractured left pinky finger. Ooh, Tommy Gonzalez talking football. I hear you, Tommy Gonzalez. We'll get into that. Lots to talk about in football. Spurs are on the second half of a back-to-back, though. Is that bad, coming off a nice 104-92 home victory against Golden State. Does that make us not trust him? LaMarcus Aldridge broke out of a slump, 24 points, 10 for 16 shooting. DeMar DeRozan, Rudy Gay into the starting lineup. If your team needs Rudy Gay in the starting lineup, it's probably not a good sign. Although I can't say he's much more of a complete basketball player than he used to be. San Antonio's defense held the Warriors to 40.7% shooting. Aldridge says, our defense the last 2 games has improved a lot as far as switches, as far as communication, as far as trying to protect the rim. I think the last 2 games have made a huge step in that direction. Will that continue? Gasol will be out. 6 game in a row out. David Burton's also out. It means Podol's going to have to play at least 15 minutes. Atticus Ghoul liking Gonzaga. How do you not like Gonzaga? Let's hear what Jay Scum says. Spurs will be tired. I like the Pelicans. Spurs on Eddie Orr saying Spurs on the back-to-back. Crypto King revenge game for the Pelicans. Not going to make a move on this spot here. Gerber face? Gerber face?
I just saw Dan Kelly likes the over in the Boston game. I took the under. That's not good. But Jay Lackey is a strong opinion as well, right?
What's Lackey saying?
Under.
That's very helpful.
But Dan Kelly likes the over. All right.
Yeah, the Spurs being on the second half of a back-to-back. Davis, who played that game the last time these teams met, poorly. I just don't know if you can trust the Pelicans. David Stewart said, Jimmy, this is one tough game. It could go either way. Eddie Orr says Spurs won first meeting by 14 in San Antonio. I'm not making a move yet, but I would like to make a move on the Thunder. They're playing good ball. What do you guys think of this story that's come out on Yahoo that Jagger has been clashing with the team over philosophical differences? I've never been a big fan of Jagger, but he looked like he'd done a nice job with the Kings at 8-8. Thunder rolling. They've won 10-11, doing it without Russell Westbrook. Ferguson has left the team for personal reasons. Robertson's out for the season, possibly. Abrines is sick, but he sounds like he's going to be back in action now. He's going to get a lot of run. They need Abrines in the lineup. They met last month in OKC, and Iman Shumpert shocked the world there. He's playing good basketball. I thought this guy might be done. He's playing good basketball. 4th double-double that night. He's looking good. Fox has averaged 20.5 points, 7.1 assists through Sacramento's last 8 games. He's playing good basketball. So is Buddy. They combined for 39 points in that win at OKC. Kings are a healthy group. What would I get on the Thunder right now?
On the Thunder?
Full game.
Sorry. Whoa. Sorry. Hold on one second. Sorry. 1 second. Thunder. Full game. Let's see. Would be, 2.5.
I'm interested in the Thunder here. Eddie Oiler saying OKC 1-6 under away. Sacramento 1-6 under at home. Interesting. What's the total move being on that game?
On the Thunder game, no move. Oh no, sorry. 2-point move to the under from opening.
Wow. And what's the total? What's that number?
221.
Interesting. I'm gonna need to take a little bit more time with this Thunder at Kings. I don't want to just jump Zolo Age liking Kings money line. Maybe this is actually a buy low chance for the Kings because the Thunder are playing so well and don't have Westbrook in the lineup. Maybe that needs just a little bit more attention from me. Oh, there was 2 plays I wanted to make and didn't get a chance to make.
Okay.
I want official plays on the Sharks to win the division and the Sharks to win the Western Conference.
Okay.
So, and I'm ready to move on from basketball.
Yeah.
Wow, Nate Pereira, I like the Thunder putting $1,000 on them today. Ooh, that's exciting. That's very exciting. 63 is the total in the Rams game. Okay, I can give you one. Do you want me to just tweet out?
Yeah,
that?
just tweet it out.
Okay, let's move on to NFL and to NCAA basketball.
All right, I guess we can start with we'll start with NFL since it's next on the agenda. Jimmy the Bag. Obviously, everyone's talking about it. They can't shut up about it. Highest posted total ever in the NFL. It's 63. I am going to pass on this game. It's just when there's games on the with extreme totals like this, and I haven't had a chance to look into them and have a real insightful read, then I like to pass. A lot of times there can be good value on games like these, but it can be either contrarian or it's in a matter of where they can't make the total high enough. And it can go both ways. A lot of times in college football, there are bowl games with a total like in the low 80s. Can't make the total high enough, and the fair line should be like 100. A lot of times as well, as we saw with the SMU game, the Memphis game, a lot of times these games that are this game just has overwritten all over it. They'll make it where it is. It gets bet up, and it seems like it still can't get high enough. Bam, it goes under by 30 points. I would not at all be surprised if this winds up being 24-21.
Red Girl liking the Chiefs. Atticus Ghoul liking the Chiefs. Eddie Oiler liking the Chiefs on the spread. Ron Lofton saying this game has got to go over 63. Let's break this down the best way we can. First off, when this game was moved from Mexico, there was a book where Whale Capper could have his bet count when he knew it was going to LA. So it was minus 2.5 at that point. Whale Capper makes the biggest bet of the year on the Rams at minus 2.5. And in his expectation, he thought it would move to minus 4.5 in LA. It moved to minus 3.5. And I could tell when he was talking about it that made him a little nervous.
Yeah.
As it should when you make the biggest bet of the year. You're not going to, generally speaking, that the confidence maybe will ebb and flow as you start thinking about the money or thinking about the edge. Dennis Chelik says, I see 80 points on the board. I've heard a lot of people say that. I've heard a lot of people say over. Robbie Tagaloa on the Rams and the under. Adrian Ganekis said, I just sent out my bets in the chats. Oh, sorry, I missed that, Adrian Ganekis. Maybe I can find it. Wait, my NFL teaser, Kansas City plus 10.5, over for just 65, a 3-team 10-point teaser, Rams, Dallas Saints. Jason Grassley says both defenses playing better, but which defense is better? And you'd have to say that the Rams defense is better than the Chiefs. You'd have to give them the edge there. And I would have to say the Chiefs offense, especially with Cooper Kupp out, is better than the Rams. I guess this is going to take a lot of time for us to really break this game down.
I'm thinking the Chiefs might be the play here, catching points.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But Dave LA says play of the day, Rams minus 3. Ron Lofton lean Rams, but just betting the total over. Dan Kelly taking the Kings on the money line. That's the kind of insight I needed. Thank you, Dan, for letting me know that. I was not sure what move to make on that game. Let's continue breaking this down. Chiefs, let's talk about defense. Defense is so crucial. How much has the Chiefs' defense improved is the question. They're 29th in total defense. Now, D Ford is having a monster season. Rams, though, Aaron Donald is just able to disrupt. Now, Mahomes can get out of the pocket. There was a rumor that Mahomes was dealing with a foot injury, but that kind of left. He must be fine. Gate Pass Key says Chiefs win by a touchdown. Chiefs, better offense. Capper John says, I hope Whale Capper came back on KC plus 3.5. Gate Pass Key, Chiefs win by a touchdown. Oh, I just said that. I think it's cool liking the Chiefs. Eric Nisbet says hard to win on the road. It's a little easier in LA. We heard Donnie talking about how this is the first time that the Rams might get an actual home game. But we heard that discounted by people living in LA. But what Donnie said did make sense because generally 30,000 Chiefs fans would fly to LA for a vacation. They already booked their vacation to Mexico. DJ Big Boss says the over seems too easy. I'm going to go under in this Chiefs game. Wow.
Jay Scum says, I took the over 63 at Bookmaker, thinks this one lives up to the hype.
Wow. Dave L.A. saying the Chiefs have their starting center injured. Get a little more insight on what's going on with
DJ
this.
Big Boss, this game means nothing to the Rams. Right. Mr. Gokster also leaning under 30-27 Rams. I think my leans are Chiefs and under. K-Trick says no way the game goes under.
I don't see this game going under.
Farshed Hassami, Chiefs and the over.
Luna Star makes a great point, and it's Todd Gurley. Now, they both have great running games, but Kansas City can't defend the run game. Rams specialize in the run game. Gurley's going to be rolling. I mean, that's just, the guy's 12 yards shy of 1,000 and 40 receptions for 402 yards. This is just, it's extremely, extremely exciting to see how this is going to bang out. But I do agree, if Hunt and Gurley are both as good as they get, the Rams can defend the run much better than the Chiefs can. If you think that the offenses are almost equal, which they might be if Watkins is out of the lineup, because that might balance off the Cooper Kupp injury, then defense is most important. And if defense is most important...
then you had the Rams.
Yeah. Gas Station Sushi says Chiefs all the way. It's nice to get points here. There's no doubt about it. And to get that hook. That hook is so important.
Yes. K-Trick says Sharps will all be on the under in this one. Let's not overthink this. Who's going to stop whom? Whom will stop who? Can you answer the question, Jim? Forget about the grammar there. The most important thing here is the answer.
I guess I just get angry when you say whom for some reason. I didn't at first.
Whom shall stop whom?
It's just been growing on me, anger.
Yes, that's why I say it.
Capo, Chick Hill. Cheek Hill. Rams all the way. So we have definitely more people on the Chiefs than we have on the Rams right now.
Mm-hmm.
Moshe Bograt parlaying Chiefs and Rams separately with the over, both plus money.
So Moshe Bogardot says that this game is going over.
I think this game goes over. I don't care that it's the highest total ever. We've talked so often about college games that have a 77-point total. And you're like, how could that possibly go over? And
in college all the time. Yeah, absolutely.
But these are offenses that just absolutely light it up. And what we've seen the Chiefs do. Now, but, there's a big but. Why were the Cardinals' pedestrian defense able to slow down the Chiefs last week? It's because the Chiefs were looking ahead of this game, not trying? Because that's a pedestrian defense that slowed down the Chiefs.
Rams and under. These guys are hurting now.
That's John Garcia, sharp dude. Robert Weimer, Rams D-line can get after the QB, but the Chiefs quarterback has eyes in the back of his head and can escape the run and kill with downfield throws. Melvin Morrell says low-hanging fruit is the over. I'm not afraid of going up against the Sharps on this at all. Not at all. What I'm afraid of is what the hell happened last week with the Chiefs against the Cardinals. It was the first time I've really seen this team not able to dictate everything with their offense. Miss J says, I see a running race. I like the over. So do I. Daryl Lyle says, Rams defense ain't all that. They gave up 30-plus a game. Yeah, Rams defense is susceptible. Eddie Euler, under is a total contrarian play. Yeah, no doubt about that.
All right, so you want to make a pick here, Jim, or should we wait till the evening
I'm spending the day on this. I need more time. Want to watch movement.
And I guess any prop plays we'd be thinking about would correlate with our opinions strongly with our opinions to the over or the under, right?
Has there been any movement in the last 24 hours on the total?
Last 24 hours. Let's see. Any movement in the Pinnacle has dropped to a 62.5, which is, again, what we would have expected because as people were talking about, the nerds and sharps with spread. Oh, no, not last 24 hours, last 36 hours or so. Yeah, Pinnacle, Pinnacle's down at 62.5. Greek is at 62.5. So the quote-unquote sharper books are, have the lean to the under, which is what you would expect. But not necessarily what you want to believe in as gospel.
King Rail's birthday tomorrow. You better have a pick ready. And we have to give a pick to our man who's turning 27 today. 27 today. So we need a birthday pick.
All right. I'll give him a birthday pick if he wants a birthday pick.
He
if
does.
You want a birthday pick? You got it. I'll give him Dallas Rangers under 6 minus 109. Is that a mistake? Dallas can score. But the Rangers are good defensively, are they?
Again, I feel like the Rangers will have a much more difficult time scoring without their best offensive forward in Zuccarello and Buchnevich out of the lineup. So it's all about Lundqvist.
Yeah.
Do you trust Lundqvist stepping up? And the Stars are on the back-to-back, and Stars should be tired. And Seguin and
do you trust Lundqvist?
I trust him at home, and I think that play makes sense the more that we break it down.
All right, there you go. There's your birthday pick. Dallas Rangers under 6 minus 109.
Minus 109?
Okay, yes, there you go. Birthday pick. The birthday pick's just been killing it, but I still feel like I'm all in on every friggin' birthday pick, Jim. Last time I gave birthday picks, I gave 2 in one day. Both of them cash.
I think that is the right play because of the Rangers injuries. Because of the Stars on the second half of back-to-back. The only concern is all the injuries the Stars have on the back end, but we talked about that in the Bruins game, that the guys that they brought up from the AHL were better than the guys that the Bruins were bringing up from the AHL.
Terry Edelman says, thanks, Pete. I love NHL too. You guys are awesome. Right back at you, Terry Edelman. Dave L.A. says, I guarantee you no way the Chiefs win.
Interesting. Now, I know Terry Edelman turning 27 years old.
Yeah.
And I know that you're a a dark and light kind of a guy, but can you just give him a little bit of excitement about moving forward at 27 years old, Pete?
Yeah, 27, that's when Jesus died. That's when Jim Morrison died. That's when who else died? Kurt Cobain died, right?
That's our boy Mac Miller didn't even make it to 27.
Yeah, that's when what's her name? The hippie singer died. A lot of the greats. Janis Joplin. That's when all of the true legends, the gods on earth from humanity died. So it's a great year, probably the best year that a human can have.
This is not what I was hoping for. This is not what I was hoping for.
27, okay. Terry Edelman, make it count. I don't know what you want me to say here, Jim. I had to give a birth. How do you give? 27, obviously, the guy's got his world in the fucking palm of his hand. He can go on Tinder, any of those places, bam, will automatically be one of the top choices. You know what I'm saying? Everyone loves you when you're 27.
Dan Kelly
you know
says Jesus died at 33.
Did he? Oh, yeah, that's right. But it's all the rock stars who died at 27, right? Like Jim Morrison and
Jimi
all those
Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix, right? Janis Joplin. So, yeah.
I think you've concerned Terry Edelman. I think you've concerned him.
Right. I apologize for that, Dan Kelly. Yeah, Jesus didn't die at 33. But Kurt Cobain, I think, did. And, 27. Everyone loves you when you're 27. It's all downhill from here, Terry Edelman.
No!
But enjoy your year. Happy birthday to you. And let's start it off with a bang with the under casher in Dallas Rangers under 6 minus 109.
I think that's the play. If the Rangers, the Stars aren't going to put up 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think I agree with you, and I am jumping on that play as well.
You want it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give it to me.
All right. I hope that this isn't jinxing it, but no, we don't believe in jinxes here.
No, you believe in jinxes.
Yeah,
I don't believe in jinxes.
And we're going to have to give you a slightly worse line. Look at that. We're going to have to give you 111 at Bet Online. So Jim's going to take Dallas has already jumped a little bit down at Pinnacle. So Dallas Rangers under 6 minus 111. That's going to be an official pick from Jim. I got minus 109. All right, that's it. And now let's just quickly do a once-over of college basketball. There are a few plays that I made, and let me see if the under cash, if that one went to overtime. I don't know. The under I had going might have gone to overtime, which wouldn't be good. In college basketball, here's what I was thinking about. Let me just pull up my. All right, so I was thinking about Georgia State is a good team this year. I was thinking about the Georgia State team total over. I did bet that one at 74, and maybe I will give that one as an official pick. Bowling Green Hampton under at 150 is a play that I made. Florida State is playing great defense, right? They're really clamping down, and I took a shot with the under at 154 on that one. Rutgers Eastern Michigan, they've been scoring more recently, and I'm not exactly sure why this total is so low. So this might have been the wrong play, but I did take the over 135 in Rutgers Eastern Michigan, and I took a shot with Rutgers minus 4. I also took a shot with Loyola Maryland and Detroit under 152. What's so funny? Jim laughing like something funny.
Oh, Paco Healy.
Paco saying something funny. I also took a random shot with Southeastern Missouri State plus 6. That game is, not sure that the edge is there for South Alabama that I'm seeing anyway. And what else am I looking at here? That's just about it. The Cal St. John's game is very interesting. I don't exactly know if Cal should be that big of an underdog, and I did take a shot with Cal plus 13.5. I know they have a huge travel to get to this game, but should they really be getting that many points? The Western Michigan-Cincinnati game, obviously Cincinnati is a big under-trending team. We took the under in the Ohio State game, and that one cashed. And they did take a shot with the under 136.5 in the game against Western Michigan as well. So that's about it. And then I also took a shot with Richmond plus 7 or 7.5 at Loyola Chicago, although I'll have to look into that a little bit more to see why they're getting so many points. That's what I was thinking about, and maybe I'll convert some of these to official plays right now. Any comments coming in on college basketball, Jim? Anything?
Yes. There's some comments coming in.
Okay. What do we get?
Bartender B like in Gonzaga, Auburn, and Duke. Atticus Gould went 500 on Duke and Gonzaga first half and full game. Best play of the day. I doubled up on Gonzaga first half and full game against A&M. I thought that was a really nice spot. I will definitely cap the Gonzaga game. Very excited about that basketball team. K-Trick says if you see Irvin doesn't cover first half, hammer the second half.
Okay.
Myron Wood says, I was wondering if a basketball spread is +1, should I just take the money line?
You're in general, there's no edge either which way.
Hal Abraham says, love Canisius plus 18 against FSU.
So I'm going to take the under on that one. Canisius and Florida State under 154 minus 110. I'm also going to take Bowling Green Hampton under 150 minus 110. Those are two plays. And again, I'd be leaning Cincinnati under, leaning Eastern Michigan Rutgers over, leaning the Rutgers team total over, leaning Georgia State team total over. Thinking about any other plays here. I'm scanning. A lot of the games didn't have overnight lines, so I didn't get a chance to cap them. But, I think you have to think that the Cincinnati under is a lean, although Cincinnati can be really quirky with their totals sometimes. So I think I'm going to stay off on that one. Again, leaning under in Loyola, Maryland, Detroit, although I don't understand why. Detroit can often be a very explosive, high-scoring team, but I'm thinking this one might be modest, and what the hell, I'll take that one. I'll throw that one on there as well. Loyola, Maryland, Detroit, under 152.5 minus 110, 152.5 minus 110. I'll take that one. Leaning Southeastern Missouri State plus the points. Just scanning on down here. It's a huge, massive card. Jimmy the Bag, shout out anything that catches your eye.
Mr. Gokster like in St. Mary's, Utah State under. Eddie Euler wondering if the Washington State's Cougars at 11 is too many, Pete.
I didn't get a chance to look at that game.
Mr. Gokster thinking about Air Force over High Point. Big Ragu giving us a final score of Rams 38, Chiefs 31.
So he likes the under.
No,
not the over. Sorry.
Robbie Tagaloa says, any lean in Colorado State versus ULL?
Oh, no, not as of right now. That's an interesting one, though. That I did look at.
You're wondering if you're into telekinesis?
Yes, definitely, bro. Most definitely.
Moshe Bograt liking Duke minus 13.5. Mele Payasway on Duke first half. Mele Payasway on Gonzaga first half.
Oh, wow. God, Rutgers jumped from 4 to 6.5. Yes, I like that one. All right, I think I'm going to take the Rutgers team total over and the Georgia State team total over. Let me just find out what those lines would be right now at Pinnacle. So I'm going to take Rutgers team total over, and I'm going to take Georgia State team total over as well. Georgia State should be about 74. I'm going to check Pinnacle to see if I can get a better line, but let me see. All right, let me just.
Natalie Alvarez loving the Rams chief under.
The Rams really
loving it.
Wow.
Capper Johns on Hartford plus 1.5 at the top of the hour. Ooh,
okay.
Interesting.
All right, so the Georgia State team total over will be 73.5 minus 110. I hope that's not a mistake there. And then let me see, the Rutgers team total over. God, it's so hard to line shop with all these. Just hard to find the game you're looking for. What's so funny?
Jason Bernard says, damn dog ate my roast beef sub while I was in the washroom. Very interesting.
That'll happen.
Paco Healy wants a definition of MGTOW.
You gotta find that shit out yourself. You know what I'm saying? I can point you in the right direction, but I can't do the work for you. You know what I'm saying? Look for it yourself. And I'm not even going to tell you how to spell it. I'm just going to hint at that. I'm going to point you in the right direction.
I had it wrong. Mingtao.
Oh,
That's the Mingtao dynasty.
Yeah, right.
The Mingtao dynasty. Our fault.
All right. Rutgers is 70.5 minus 110, but I'm going to quickly check Pinnacle just to see if there's slightly better lines on any of these, and then we'll wrap it up. I mean, there's a million different plays in college that I'm liking a little bit, as well as a bunch of second halves, which I will probably be on, which I just cashed with. All right. So Rutgers, I'm going to take 70.5 minus 110, and Georgia State team total over 73.5 minus 110. Again, thinking maybe about the Cincinnati under, but I'm going to hold off on that one. I'm kind of liking the over 135 in Eastern Michigan Rutgers as well. Scanning on down the line here. Yeah, Georgia State team total over 73.5 minus 110. I'm taking that one. Just scanning down. Shout anything out, Jim, if you see anything interesting. Bowling Green under, Detroit under. I'm taking that one. Definitely liking Richmond plus the points, and not exactly sure why they're getting so many from Loyola Chicago. But maybe I'll look into that one a little bit more. And I feel the same way about Cal. Should they be getting that many points? I'm not quite seeing it. All right. Anything else you want to discuss here, Jim?
Dragon Boy says Illinois State plus 4.
Okay.
Was that a decent play? He's asking you.
That's a game against Georgia. I don't know. I mean, Illinois State was picked, to win their conference. There's high hopes for them, but Georgia is also a team with some life to them. They're looking to play a more up-tempo game. I was thinking about the over on that one, and it's now, it now has gotten bet up. I was thinking about the over in the Illinois State game, and actually the first half over might be a really nice play there, and I might add that one on there right now, because if the first half doesn't go over, then I won't want the full game over. But the Georgia-Illinois State first half over might be a very good play, and I will now I'll hold off on that one for now, but I'm thinking about it. I was definitely leaning over in that one. That one starts in 18 minutes.
Paco Healy's in Vegas. I just told him it's probably a bad time.
Very nice.
Bad time for me to tell.
All right. Anything else you want to say, Jim, before we wrap this up?
A ton of work. We got a ton of work to do this afternoon, and that work will be done. We'll hammer these games harder when you see us again in a few short hours.
All right. Sounds good. So who knows? Once again, I'm taking Loyola Maryland Detroit under 152.5, Bowling Green Hampton under 150, Canisius Florida State under 154, Rutgers team total over 70.5, and Georgia State team total over 73.5. And that's it. We'll be back in 6 o'clock. See you then.